Shalom to you, giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Shem El Shai, by Shem HaKadosh, and giving double honor to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. Well, peace and salutation to the elect. First fruit, starting with the prophets, at 144,000 count, and the rest of the remnant of the believers, whom are all Israelites. And the Lord will have mercy upon these times. Shem Mappa from the Great Millstone Plaintables camp in Philadelphia. Coming with another week lesson. You have it here. Fair use warning, and 6 ABC, Philadelphia. This is for educational purposes only, fair use only. You have it, a woman attacked with an acid-like chemical. Suspect may be as young as 8 years old. We'll play the video now.
We are pleading for help tonight in the wake of a truly horrific attack. This is surveillance video showing the very young suspects that police say threw a corrosive liquid at a woman as she prepared to take part in pride festivities this past Sunday. That woman, identified as Diana, suffered serious burns and is now at the Temple Burn Center. Tonight, police are working to track down those young attackers as they also try to figure out why they did this. Action News' Toronto Thomas live in West Philadelphia tonight. Toronto, you spoke to police and Diana's friends today.
I did, and here at Southwest Detectives, this is still a very active investigation. Diana is recovering at Temple's Burn Center. Fortunately, there was a neighbor nearby during the attack who pulled her inside and rinsed her off. Still, she is left with severe burns.
There's a great community around her that's rallying, like I said, rallying around her.
Showing support for the victim of a heinous attack.
It was such excruciating pain, and I'm sure she went into shock, like, immediately.
Shiloh Cologne's friend Diana, now recovering at the Temple Burn Center after being splashed with a chemical that police say acted much like acid. It happened Sunday afternoon. The victim, Diana, who for safety reasons doesn't want to use her last name, had just gotten off the L at 52nd and Market.
She was walking down the street, going to her
52nd and Market. That's West Philly.
destination with her earphones in, so there was no interaction. Nothing led up to this event.
They were walking towards her. She said that they stopped, and then they threw the acid.
This, police say, is video of the 3 suspects walking away. They boarded the L at 52nd Street. All 3 were juveniles who could be very young.
Again, West Philly, these cities, they're getting more turned up. I was warned about that area out West Philly and such, where this happened. I'm actually surprised Edomites walking around there.
My opinion, they're anywhere from 8 to 12 years old.
Police are working to identify the kids seen on the train platform before the attack.
They were walking around.
And they're not speaking about how these kids is running around, jumping turnstiles. So when these little, as you call them, YNs, as young as 8 and 12, is hopping turnstiles and up to mischief, they all have this stuff on video. Okay, so it's not like Esau, Edom don't know what's going on. So he can easily, monitor what's going on, but when it really comes to the iniquity being put to an end, he allows it to actually multiply, and that's one of the big major traits about the wicked and when they rule. Okay, evils multiply, right? And it says, and this is when Alexander the creep and his different 4 generals ruled, and being the Seleucid and the Ptolemies and Lacenaeus and Cassandra, right? It says, and after his death they all put crowns upon themselves, so did their sons after them many years, and evils multiply in the earth. Okay, and under the rule of the Edomites, evils do increase, all right, and grow to the point where the Lord has seen all of the evils being done, and the Lord's going to bring a nuclear flood to bring forth a correction. Okay.
Before the attack.
They were walking around with a cup.
Investigators are testing to find out what the chemical was.
That'll be all part of our investigation, where they got it at, why they had it.
It was strong enough to leave a mark at 51st and Ludlow and leave the victim with 2nd and 3rd degree burns. 25-year-old Diana, who is a transgender woman, was planning to celebrate the first day of Pride Month.
We really strongly believe that this was a hate crime.
Police say the attack may have been...
That's heavy. Out there, because they had a big event on, that was last Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a lot of the alphabet community was out there and about, very proud, but as you see, it was some fire that was waiting from these kids as young as 8 and 12. All right, one moment. And all of those are just all of the Lord. Okay, going and doing this. Okay, simple as that. As we do know the law. Okay, what it still speak about. Concerning the alphabet, lifestyles and such. So this is just a reflection. Of things that is going to be done in the cities, and such. Great pride is also can refer to both the feeling of pleasure and satisfaction once achievements are those and others. Also, the LGBTQ plus pride movement, which celebrate the different gender or different orientations and of individuals. It can also be used in a more general sense. But you have it that they want to be the opposite of shaming and use pride. But as you see what pride has brought in this event here. Okay, so in Amos, the 3rd chapter, it tells you, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? So it was Yahweh that actually did that. Okay, using, of course, the vessels of the left hand in the form of a ninja. Okay, a young YN, as young as 8, to bring forth the will and such. All right, which we don't tell Jake to go out there and do these different acts that'll get you imprisoned. And as they even went to tell you, that's a protected class of people, in which they as juveniles can be charged with a heavy charge, of hate, towards that demographic or that sect of people and such. But this is an event that happened, and we know, of course, of what the rebellion brought forth. And basically when you into that type of lifestyle, that's the equivalence of witchcraft. Scriptures do tell you, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. And the punishment that comes with that and such. All right. But yeah, man, very heavy judgments going on, because the city's great pride, lifted up in spirit. Let me get that real quick. We get 2 scriptures, and that's gonna be all. All right. This is gonna be book of 2nd Edges, chapter 8 and 50. It says, "For many great misery shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." You know, so great misery. This was definitely a misery, you know, that had happened, you know, to that individual. Okay. Misery is misfortune, okay, a distress, a miserable situation. Okay, so different situations gonna happen to okay, these cities, because the cities are lifted up in themselves. Okay, America itself is a lifted up nation. Okay, and a very exalted, stout. As the scriptures do say, its look was more stout than its fellow, and such. So, you know, in these times we're gonna be seeing a lot of things go on like this, man. Just heavy. You know, for the sake of the video, you know, I'm you know, using, of course, choice words, you know, because I know it's a sensitive subject, you know, to YouTube and such, you know, but you know, this is from the biblical outlook, you know, to give you understanding of what's going on out here. All right. But the YNs, are the young ones. They was they're monsters, right? So this is 2nd Edges 5 and 8, and there shall be confusion also in many places. And this is a bunch of confusion. You know, one, you don't know a lot of times what an actual person is. Okay, especially with you know, all of this changing of kinds that's been going on in these times. And America, you know, perpetuates it. It says, "And there shall be in socket, and the fire shall be all sent out again." Okay, and hey, this is a form of a fire. Okay, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. And it is straight savage attack right there. You know, just imagine you walking down the block and somebody throws some hot acid on you, that the acid actually penetrate through concrete. You know, that's a chemical attack. You know, that's something that's actually going to be remembered for all time. You know, that person's face is going to be affected for all time. They're probably going to try to get cosmetic surgery, you know, to you know, improve the situation of how the scar that's going to be left look. But you know, these YNs, these young YNs, they getting worse and worse, man. So
Random, but they're investigating all of the possibilities. Meanwhile, Diana has the support of her friends and the community on her long road to recovery.
I can't believe how strong she is.
Police are asking anyone with information to call their tip line at 215-686-TIPS. Now,
tonight, police are looking for 3 suspects they believe are behind a chemical attack.
It's a story we first brought you at NBC 10 News at 4. Based on this surveillance video, police think the attackers are kids anywhere from 8 to 12 years old. Investigators say whatever they threw on the victim caused
they got every dang on video, man.
serious burns. NBC 10 Shaira Arias has more on the effort to track down those suspects.
Jacqueline and Fred, these are the children that police say they are looking for. We spoke to people in that area where the attack happened. They say they are very concerned because they feel like this could have happened to anyone.
Yeah.
Police are hopeful that someone knows who they are and calls 911.
In my opinion, they're anywhere from 8 to 12 years old. Yes. Very small juveniles.
Those are the ages of the suspects police say they are looking for after a woman was severely burned with an unknown chemical in West Philadelphia. Officials say the attack happened when she got off the L train at 52nd and Market Street, just after 1 p.m. June 1st, the same day thousands were out celebrating the start of the month of Pride.
She was walking down the street, going to her destination with her earphones in, so there was no interaction.
Detectives have released surveillance video showing the suspects just moments before the attack on the L at 52nd Street. And here, police say they are seen moments after the chemical assault getting off on 60th Street. The woman, identified as Diana, suffered severe injuries. Investigators are testing the chemical to find out exactly what it was, as well how the suspects, who could be minors, got a hold of it.
It's crazy out here. They just need to do better things out here with these kids. Giving them some kind of activity group, something to get them off the street.
That was Lisa Sample's reaction when she heard the
Yeah, Job Corps, they done eliminated that, so more of this is going on. They done got rid of Job Corps.
Suspects were just children. The SEPTA stop on Market Street where the victim got off is her usual stop. She thinks anyone could have been a victim of the attack.
I'm very aware when I'm going to work and from work and stuff, and you know, my surroundings, because it's crazy out here.
They're all wearing hoodies. One was blue. One of the individuals was wearing blue Crocs.
So far, this is all police say they know about the suspects. They are hopeful someone recognizes them.
We got to get these individuals off the street.
And also, that was a spirit of vengeance that's out there. So it must know that, spiritually to understand everything. That was a spirit of vengeance. And this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of the destruction, they pour out their force, and they appease the wrath of him that made them. Yahweh Shem Yahshua made them. All right. And of course, they poured out, the vengeance of what Yahweh Shem Yahshua wanted to bring. All right. So that's all spiritually. If you want to understand things, many people don't want to understand why things happen. Well, these are the reasons. All right. From a biblical standpoint. All right. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 7 and verse 16. Number not thyself among the multitude of sinners, but remember that wrath will not tarry long. And when a person gathered himself, if you know what of course is the truth, when you go and rebel, well, that's the same as you counting yourself as, the opposition, a sinner, right? It says, humble thyself greatly, right? Humble, that's to bow yourself down, okay? You can't do on your own anything, For the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms, okay? So there you go, man. Fire and worms. Now, that was a form of fire, and you got worms is ultimately, being in Shawwal, which is the grave. All right, so that's the lesson of the spirit. Shalom to the elect.